When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. How are you on this Friday? It's Friday. Gary, Robin, good morning. The early birds. Wow. Good to see you. Let's see if everybody got their notifications. What's everybody doing today on this Friday? Got plans for the day? Hey, Renee, Bino, how are you? Barbara, good to see you. The notifications are going through. Yay! Lyd, hello. Marianne, good to see you. Original, how are you? Chessie, good to see you. Lori, good to see you. Earl, good to see you. Jules, good morning. Yes, on time. Everybody's on time. Good to see everybody. Mason, how are you? Good morning. As you come in, I'm going to read just quickly a verse or two from Psalm 62. Truly my soul silently waits for God. From him comes my salvation. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will you attack a man? You shall be slain, all of you, like a leaning wall and a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his high position. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. My soul waits silently for God alone, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. In God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Amen. Hey, weather sports. Well, it's going to be a hot one in inland. How did Gracie do on the 4th? Our Addie slept in our closet. Jules, they did pretty well until the very end of the fireworks, and it got really loud. We can see the fireworks display from our window, and we had the windows closed. We had the radio up loud. Hey, Kim, good to see you back. And so they did pretty well until the end, and then it wasn't too bad. They just started, barking a little. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Wendell. So, all in all, that was pretty uneventful. It could have been much worse. I almost said happy birthday. It's my birthday. Chessie, happy birthday. Hot in Vegas today, 111. In some parts of San Diego County, thank you, Kim, for the super hearts. San Diego County and Riverside supposed to be 115. They were firing off some last night, Lynn said. I'm telling you, they kept going until about almost midnight. With those fireworks. 115 in Arizona, I believe it. I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like in Tucson. Hey, Dixie Doodles, good morning. Happy birthday to Chessie, Dixie said. Birthdays are great. Around the 6th of July, at least you didn't fall on the 4th, so you probably get cheated out of some presents. Today we will be under 100. Woo! That's good, Barbara. Always good when that happens in Texas, I'm sure. I remember growing up in North Carolina, it was so humid. Oh my gosh, you just basically stayed inside a lot. Elisa, how are you? So, I'm wondering if we're getting, hey Rhonda, if we're getting a few more millennials in here, because part of the hashtag that I had out there was on, you're a millennial, or let's see, signs that you are a millennial. Does anybody know of some signs that you think that a millennial would be? Hey, Eric, anything that you kind of see in common? And we can't, we're generalizing, of course. Not all millennials are this way. But safe place, that's right. Every millennial needs a safe place. Hey, Huey, can't comment on YouTube. That's weird. Rhonda, nice ones. Kim said, well, yeah, I mean, if you can think of nice ones. If not, go for whatever you think. Being a libertarian, there you go, Jules. That's kind of like a badge of honor, I think. Either a libertarian or a socialist, right? I mean, one of the two, or a combination thereof. Maybe that's better. Hey, Rick, good to see you. I would say also, what are some other things? Maybe, I don't know. Believe that money grows on trees? No, I'm just kidding. Because from childhood, isn't that what they're taught? Money grows on trees. You can have everything you want. Entitled. There you go, Kim. Very good. Deserves. Yep, that's right, Lynn. And again, not all millennials are that way, thank God. I think that's a sellout being a libertarian. You really have no clue, Barbara said. Fave movie is Little Mermaid. That's good. That's really good. I saw, Robin said, lazy, generalizing, more independent, less generally trusting, though sadly a significant subgroup have fallen for the false promise and false appeal of socialism. Absolutely, Don. Hey, Anne from England, how are you? Hey, Angels, good morning. Yeah, let's see. D. Sorrel's good to see you. I missed Kim's, I think, went by so quickly. I missed it. I was looking at somebody else's. Scared of guns. That's right. Hey, Julia. Scared of guns. Gosh, what else? Man, there's so much. Prepping for Shabbat. Oh, nice, Anne. Hey, Alan, good morning. Cully, good morning. We're talking about the hashtag that's going around on Twitter right now, signs you are a millennial. Can anybody talk about the ones that are just coming in, things that you know of, went out and came back in, Rhonda, good, that you're back now and you can comment. Feelings over facts. Perfect, Kim. I can't be fired if I come to work late. Exactly, Jerry. And I'm entitled to have a job, and I can do whatever I want. Free speech is not acceptable, except, Len, when you're on the job and you are a millennial, and then it's acceptable, right? Yes, they have such dainty feelings. That's true. I want a job and I want it now. That's right, Jules. Good morning. How are you? Dear, what is that? Dryer, I don't know how to say, what can I call you? Free education. That's right, Chessie. Free college. Yep. I saw once that and I don't know if this is true, but they're saying that a lot of the millennials don't know wear Me Too t-shirts. They don't know how to open up things. Like, they look at a can opener and they don't know how to use it. Now, I don't know if that's true or a joke, but I have seen a video on it. Hey, Brenda. And it looked, these people were trying to figure out how to use these things. Think any work is working hard? Absolutely, Kim. No way. I know, Jerry. I watched the video, and it didn't seem like a joke. I kept waiting for it. Hey, Lee. Hey, guys. How are we doing? Basement dwellers. That's right. Safe place versus reality, Rhonda said. Entitled to a paycheck and work when convenient to millennial schedule. Good, Rhonda. Hello, Camp. Good morning. How are you, Camp Allen? They are a strangely spoiled generation and yet think they know everything, Barbara said. Cried when Hillary lost, Robin said. And Rhonda also says, happy birthday, Chessie. Yeah, it's amazing. Democrats like Americans' freedoms. F-R-E-E. Trophy. Everybody deserves a trophy. Why shouldn't everybody have one? Deserve my efforts while they do nothing. And that when you take a job, that you should be hired into a management position. Hey, Lewis. Hired into a management position even though you have no experience as or qualifications as a manager. Let's see, Renee says they think food literally comes from the grocery store. They don't know how it gets there. Renee, I heard that too, and that is crazy. Good morning, Patrick. I saw all of the damage done in your yard. Hello, Jack. How are you? Gosh, now I want to be a millennial. I know, Lori. See, I mean, really, there's some advantages. Want low interest rates, yeah, or no interest rates. How about that, Kim? I heard that the other night, and they were talking about it, that they think that food literally, they don't know where it comes from. They think it's just in the store. If you disagree, you are labeled a racist, xenophobic, misogynist, intolerant with my tolerance. Yep, Jerry, absolutely true. They are worse than Valley Girls. You have barista on your resume. Right. Did you say it was Chesley's birthday? If so, happy birthday. Yep, it's Chesley's birthday, Lee. One of them asked me if you can eat a roaster. One of them asked you if you can eat a roaster or a rooster. I mean, what are you saying? Rooster instead of roaster? Wear pink hats. There you go. I do think several millennials are waking up to the silly dim tactics. Rhonda said. Yeah, it's a shame though when you hear like Louder with Crowder and other people who go out and talk to millennials and they know nothing. Thank you. I'm 39. Yay, Chesney. I mean that it's kind of shocking to see that, but also they always go down to the beach to talk to those people. It's always on the boardwalk. I mean, if you come inland a little bit, there are more people that understand what's going on. Lynn said soy boys. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, I think that pretty much sums it up. It's kind of sad that it's actually like that. Hey, Jennifer, good to see you. Open borders. There you go. Open borders. Think the Constitution should be changed for their views? Absolutely. Think that the Constitution is an old, outdated document. Find no value in it. Don't value history. Wonder why. Why do we have to learn history? What's it all about? Who cares? That type thing. And then the really smart millennials are the ones that, let's just talk about them for a minute. They're out there. Yes, sorry, this old lady can't technically is technically challenged. No problem, Kim. They are worse than hippies and the peace movement. And then the really smart millennials, I mean, those are the ones coming up with ingenious things. I mean, I've like Shark Tank. If you watch that and you see the millennials that come on there, they come up with some pretty inventive, amazing things. Do private show? No, thank you. Um, and so those are the millennials that are working, who have figured out that staying in the basement isn't helping them, who figured out that if you have money, you can buy things. Sounds like same attitude to the Bible. Yeah, yeah. But I will say, with all of their climate change, I mean, that's another thing they're really into. They do some things that are good for the environment, but they want to go overboard and make you do the same thing. So, and can't figure out why you can't, why you won't do it, why you won't sacrifice. Jules, love Trump. Think there might have been an experiment went on and some were given a drug, some not. You have to wonder sometimes, Barbara. No guns for them. Oh, absolutely. And no knives either, Kim. Nothing that might be used to protect themselves. Like the people that we had in here the other day. Good morning, Dawn. But I'm here. Yep, you're here. Thank you for coming. The other people the other day who thought that you weren't supposed to protect yourself. Here's something though, seriously, and this is why I think the people that came in the other day saying that may have come to that conclusion. There was a young man in Connecticut who was working, I believe, at a Dunkin' Donuts, and he was rape is an insult that hurt his feelings. Yeah. No, you can't see more of me, Colt. Goodbye, though. What happened was this guy was working in Dunkin' Donuts. He was attacked by three, I think, teenagers. Don't know how old they were. Yeah, I'm getting there, Lynn. I don't know how old they were. Is this stuff being taught in schools? I think it's being taught at home and then continues on in school, Lee. I reported that. Good, Chesney. So what happened was he was jumped by these three people while he was working. He took out a knife to defend himself, and he stabbed one of them in the leg, and now the victim is going to jail. Because in Connecticut, he's been given 18 months in jail. Connecticut law says that an assault victims can't use deadly force if they are able to retreat. So because the guy didn't run, didn't hide, didn't try to get out, hello Wayne, didn't try to get out somehow, didn't, get beaten unconscious, whatever. Let's see, did you see a fundraiser for Sadiq Khan balloon to fly in London similar to the Trump baby balloon? No, I didn't see that. Didn't see it, doesn't surprise me. So anyway, thank goodness we don't live in Connecticut. Propaganda forcing these beliefs. Yep, that's a stupid law. Yep, that is a stupid law, and it's one that a lot of states have started doing that, saying that you have to retreat. Some states have stand your ground. I think there's like 27 of them. Some of them. Cully, where are you, buddy? Wayne, are you Cully's buddy, or are you just coming to harass him? Yeah, it's so stupid. I know, Robin. It's really stupid. I guess if you're beaten halfway unconscious and then you take out the knife, maybe things would be okay. Not sure. Appeal the Connecticut law to the Supreme Court. Constitution upholds the right. I think so too, Rhonda. But it's Connecticut. Left wingers over there, they really like that kind of thing. 10 or more different sexual orientations, Kim said. Yep. So I have a whole list of stuff in the news. Anything you guys want to talk about in particular? How do you feel about the senators going to Russia on the 4th of July? Which senators went? Hey, Debbie, good morning. Trump blimp over London, 300,000 people watching. Wayne said. I don't know if they went there for business. I don't know what they were there for. I don't have a necessarily a real problem. I know that Pompeo waited till July 5th to leave, which I think is a better thing to do. Yeah. Timo and Gio are reunited here in the States. Oh, that's good. 7 Republican senators. I'm all for Maxine going and staying. Are you getting trolled? Yes, Chezzy. What blimp? Not heard of it. What state was Cake Baker conviction overturned by the Supreme Court? It was Colorado, I believe, Rhonda. Yeah, Pompeo basically, supposedly, they're expecting 1 million people watching the fat little Trump blimp over the weekend. Disgusting, Wayne said. Trump supposedly sent a Rocket Man CD to Pompeo to give to Kim Jong-un. Russia's not evil. We could use them to fight the global agenda. Yeah, Kim said. I think with Russia, it's one of those things where you really need to know what they're doing and keep them at arm's length so you don't know about the senators. Ironhead, is this a test? Because I didn't sign up for a test this morning. If you're giving a test, you're probably in the wrong scope. London Mayor Khan wants a blimp balloon of Trump as a baby in diapers when Trump visits next week because he's crazy. Haha, love it, Dawn said. Let's see. I say send a drone with pick at the end to puncture it. Yep. Wayne, are you harassing people? Because if you are, you can leave now on your own or just be blocked. So don't come in here to harass people. Okay. Then why did you say that to Jerry? That was really unnecessary. Okay. There you go, Ironhead. Go back to your basement. Have you listened to some of the lyrics? I know. Crazy, Dawn. She can take a needle and pop it. Con is useless. Yeah, I believe that, Anne. Trolls on a roll. I know, Jerry. Seems like Hackney Wayne is trying to troll you, Jerry. Not sure why. The citizens are getting tired of Mayor of England. Yep. Probably so. I think the blimp is a good idea. It will totally backfire. I know, Original. It doesn't matter what they do. It always backfires on them. We have to let Russia be Russia, like North Korea to be North Korea, yeah, and just work with them. It's Friday, yes. Don't know, Mr. Wayne, yeah. Apparently he wants to harass you, Jerry. It's an impression I'm getting, but, you know. I guess you saw yesterday that Scott Pruitt, the head of the EPA, resigned. I guess I didn't hear about this blimp. Was it on CNN? I don't know, Chesney. I didn't hear about it. Welcome, Giuseppe. Yes, I ignore rock IQs. I know. I know, Jerry. Sometimes you have to. I'm fine. How are you? Well, I think there was too much mounting evidence against him, Kim. because there was, a lot of information. Hey, Danielle, that was coming out. Okay. Scott should have not been spending our tax dollars the way he did. Yeah, he was doing a lot of things, and he was getting to the point it was getting, getting ridiculous. And he was under investigation, I guess, if you will, by the Trump administration. It was probably taking a little while. And then that woman with the baby on the hip, I heard one news outlet claiming that it was, oh, he went through a lot of stuff, but the woman with the baby on the hip was just the last straw, and he had to resign after that. No, I don't think so. I think it was just mounting evidence of him asking for people to, get him different furniture or different rooms, get him a job, all that other stuff. He was using his government credit card for personal use. Yeah, I don't know, Dawn, it looked like he just couldn't get in line and do what he was supposed to do. Hey, Lisa. She was reading from paper notes. I know she was, Cully. Either her husband or somebody else had made those up for her. She had them ready. Somebody with the little taglines. Or she made them herself, knowing that someday she was going to run into somebody that she could use them. Because after all, she is in D.C. Yep, Trump said he was a great man. Well, doesn't mean he's not a great man. He could be a great man. He just doesn't know how to do what he's supposed to do when he has a job. Lady with the baby on the hip asked where Trump was having lunch since it worked for Pruitt. Yeah. Yeah, the lady with the baby on her hip should probably put down her baby, because one of these days she's going to walk up to somebody and they're not going to be so happy that she's in their face. So why did he give him the position? Lion, and I know that you're a troll, if you've ever had a job, some people come in, they have a great looking resume, but when you hire them, they don't turn out so well because they think that they're the boss or they can run things the way they want to run things. It happens. And so it happens, and then they either resign or they're fired when they don't work out. All the others, you mean like Maxine Waters, Elizabeth Warren, people like that? That's who you're talking about, Lion? So anyway, also Fox News claims that some never Trumpers are now going over and becoming just straight Democrats and supporting those Democrats. I don't believe that, but I guess, that's what they feel. I think just as many people, if not more, the never Trumpers typically went over to the Libertarian Party to vote for those people. They didn't vote Democrat. So I don't think Fox necessarily had that right. Yeah, walk away. Just about every person in his cabinet has either failed or resigned. Aw, Lion, you're just lying, baby. Bye. I'm South Korean. Well, good to meet you, South Korean. Don't know a name. I can't call you a name because there's so many letters up there. It doesn't make sense as far as the name is concerned. Lion had to go. Yes, Lion had to go. That's not true. I know, Robin. He had to go, too. Fox is slowly moving more center. It is, Barbara. It really is. It started with Shepard Smith, and then it just kind of kept going. It's definitely Friday in here. I know, Marianne. I know. Totally is. Also, you probably have already heard that Kino Jimenez, the man who allegedly in the video, grabbed the hat off of the 16-year-old's head, has been arrested now. So he was arrested late last night. He's been charged with theft of a person. I don't understand why I haven't charged him with assault and battery, because that's absolutely what it is. Must have something to do with Texas law. Milkshake mugger. Yeah, I know, Julia. It's about time. Robin said good, too. They needed to arrest him. They need to charge him. They need to convict him. And I really do think they should add assault and battery charges on there. You can't take things off of somebody's head. Ciao for now. Have a great day. You too, Kim. Take care. You can't do that, and you can't throw a drink on someone. And if you don't punish this man according to the law, he has a GoFundMe page now. Of course he does, Lori, and he'll get rich that way. And he can pay off his bills and get out and do nothing. Pulling hair out as he grabbed the hat off. Yep. Glad he arrested. That was pretty serious. Yes, Lee. But I really do think they should charge him and convict him of assault and battery. They should go for the full bore, because this theft of a person, that sounds a little bit misdemeanorish to me, when to me this should be a felony. Set an example of this man so it stops. How many times under Obama administration did we see people grabbing MAGA hats off the head of people during the campaign? Yeah, for sure. Assault and battery. Yeah, Lee said, and Jerry. And I think now you need to set and make an example of these people so they'll stop doing it. San Antonio is really liberal due to high Hispanic population. Pamela said assault and battery is obvious. I know, Rhonda, and yet they didn't charge him with that. He was a rap sheet already, no surprise. Really? What, Julia? I tried to find that, or I looked briefly. What did they have on him already? I mean, yeah, no surprise, but do you remember what it was? So now he's got no job and he's been arrested, and I'm sure somewhere along the line he'll be blaming the kid and Donald Trump for the reason that he has nothing. So charges are weak. Sounds to me like it, Pamela. Hey, Robin said it was an assault. Hey, you're right. DUI, other assaults, I think. Okay. Well, Julia, that would make sense, right? Past behavior is a good predictor of future behavior. Hey, Candace, haven't seen you in so long. Probation violation, Rhonda said. Wow, I used to love there. He needs 2 years of sensitivity counseling, too. He'll be on CNN next week as a contributor. Probably Lori. A live, not love. Okay. Oh, you used to live there. Okay. Whoa. Wow. It's so sad to hear, like, parts of Texas that are liberal. It's sad. But I know there are. But it's sad. You just don't expect it, you know? There was a Dallas mom that I was reading about. There was a carjacker trying to take this woman's car. Hey, Donna. And they treated blacks horribly there. Wow. That's not good, Pamela. So this guy was trying to take her car. She had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old in the car. And he tried to take her car. She tried to get him to get out of the car. When he didn't do it, she pulled her gun out of the glove box and shot the guy, the carjacker. I don't know if he died or not. I don't think so, but, you know, don't do that, okay? And it won't happen. People around here wear their hats all the time. No assaults, Robin said. Yeah, boom. Len is like, I'm surprised she had the gun in the glove box and not on her. But when you got a mother with a 2 and a 4-year-old in the car, what's she gonna do? Shot him in the face. Okay, Alan. Yeah. Mark Dice said he is charged with a felony robbery. First I heard that. Yeah, I didn't hear that either, Cully. Guess it was cool and a good shot. I mean, I guess he won't be doing that again, and it's a shame that he had to do and learn that hard way. And she even gave him a chance to get out of the car. I read about that. Shocking that he got shot in the head, but doesn't have life-threatening injuries. He's not dead. Okay, good for her. I would have done the same, Robin said. She did not kill him, sadly, Barbara said. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good thing that he's going to learn from, hopefully, when he gets out of prison. I don't know. Crazy. I have more topics, but you guys, anything that you want to talk about, because this is Open Option Friday. Anything that comes to your mind. If not, I'll just keep with the news, but I'm so out of touch, lots to catch up on. I know, Candace, you've been gone so long. Hey, Mike, how are you? Singer Chris Brown. Now, this is going to be really shocking for you. Loved Trump last night. He was off script. Man, yeah, he went after Elizabeth Warren and said basically that he would have her take a DNA test. You have a prayer request, Candace? Go ahead and we'll do that. That he would have her take a DNA test, and then if she proves that she is actually Native American, he'll give $1 million, probably to the Native American charity. Judge ruled in California that immigration police can go into private companies in sanctuary cities. I didn't hear about that, Jerry. I heard that's kind of been put on hold. I did hear that the other 2 laws in California that did not go in favor of the Trump administration. Surprise, surprise. Sad about the Thai children that are in the cave. One Navy SEAL, Thai Navy SEAL, died yesterday trying to rescue, being part of the rescue efforts. 1 million is said not to tell anyone, Chessie said. That was epic trolling. Love Trump. Warren, take it for the kids. Saw it on this morning, plus 2 others, you said. Okay. Yeah, Elizabeth Warren fired back and said, you're obsessed. Please pray for my son. Deployed his new wife. Now they're getting a divorce. Oh, wow. Is that divorce because he's deployed and it's just too much separation? Let's pray for Candace, her son. Pray for his safety as being deployed. Pray for the fact that maybe his new wife will wait and wait till he gets back and they can kind of work things out. I think she stepped out. Oh, not good, Candace. Warren totally deflected, never answered. Lori said, yeah, she did on Twitter this morning saying you're obsessed with my genes and you've ruined lives with the illegal immigrants and you're giving them DNA tests. And because you separated, I mean, you don't know where they go. I mean, she had to make it all about politics and illegal immigrants once again. I think we must show clear line between terrorists and liberals. Rhonda said she wants to do the DNA testing. Oh, she won't do it. No, she won't do the DNA testing. Yes, Candace, I just hope that maybe, cooler heads will prevail and maybe she'll wait until he gets back before leaving, unless he's done too. But, I wish him safety while he's deployed. Unfortunately, military life is hard and many couples separate, Jerry said. Sure is funny she won't take a DNA test, speaks volumes. Absolutely, Marianne, she knows. Unfortunately, he has filed. Okay. Well, then there's nothing else you can do. And, how dare we not make sure those children are going to family and not traffickers? I know, Lisa, they don't care if they go to traffickers. All they care is, are you going to vote in the future? Now, the one thing I heard this morning, this is really disconcerting to me about that. Supposedly, Dennis Michael Lynch talked to Border Patrol agents that said that so many illegals are coming across the border right now, they don't know what they're going to do. He doesn't need this distraction. I need him to stay alive. Exactly, Candace. He needs to do what he needs to do and not worry about anything. Would DNA matter if she self-identified as an Indian? Nope, Alan, it wouldn't. It really wouldn't, I mean, look at Rachel Dolezal, who now calls herself some other name I can't pronounce. They only care because Trump is president. That's right, Marianne. That's it. Otherwise, I mean, they never mentioned it during Obama. And how many kids actually went to traffickers, sex traffickers under Obama? Nobody said a peep, not a word. It was like, oh, really? That happened? She will never do the DNA testing because it will prove she's lying, Robin said. Robin said, I only get the news from you, so I'm clueless unless I happen to read it on Facebook. Oh, my gosh. If he hasn't learned from, then he's pretty dumb. About that guy. Yeah, sorry, that was the guy in the car. If you guys could, we're past the halfway point. If you don't mind retweeting, that would be great if you could do that. So, again, DML said there's so many coming, they don't know what to do with it. Why not know for sure? It's not a big deal to know who the parents are. Barbara, because they don't want them to know that they're really not with their parents. That'd be my guess. Also, the DOJ may be going to the courts to ask the courts for more time in reuniting the children with their parents. As you know, the court said that Candace, as you know, the court said they have like 14 days for really young children and 30 days for the older children to reunite the families. So the DOJ is doing a lot of the DNA testing, and it's taking some time. So they think they may have to go back to court and say, hey, this is taking some time. Now, it'll say a lot about the courts if they go back and the court says, no, you can't have more time. That will say a lot about the liberal court, that they don't want to know whether or not they're parents. Parents might want them home, and the children might tell the truth if asked. Yep. Thank you, Pamela, for retweeting this. The deal with the high cheekbones is dumb. All Europeans have high cheekbones. Danielle, she just made that up. What do you do if parent had disappeared because they don't want to be found? Jerry said. Well, Jerry, under Obama, they would have released the kids out into the community, period. Now, here's another thing that was said this morning that is really concerning. They said that, and they're trying to verify this. This was Dennis Lynch, trying to identify and verify that in the California, some of the California detention centers, they're not releasing people. They're holding everybody there because it is feared that there is a measles outbreak. And if they let them out into the community, then everybody's going to have measles. What they're not telling you, and what they're not ever going to tell you, is that, I know, oh boy, Jerry, I know, is that these children are going to be in the classrooms come the fall, right? And when they come into the classrooms, there are going to be diseases that are spread, whether it's measles, whether it's TB, or whatever other diseases there are. These people who are coming in are bringing diseases that we haven't had here in a very long period of time, and new diseases that we haven't even heard of. But they're not going to tell you that, and they really don't care. It could be worse. Smallpox is still in those countries. Exactly, Barbara. The left drives me nuts. Trump needs to push harder for the wall. I hope he hasn't given up on that. I'm sick of illegals living off of us, Robin said. So true, Dawn said. True, Susan. Yeah, and again, you know, in California, TB is a big thing because a lot of the kids will go down to Mexico for Christmas or other holidays and then come back, and a lot of the kids will have TB. And, you know, that's why all the school teachers in the schools and even the kids have to take TB tests every year. John Hopkins evacuated due to possible TB. Whoa. When did that happen, Pamela? Smallpox will make a comeback. We quit shots. We used to. Yeah, Barbara. And you and I, I'm sure, are vaccinated against smallpox, but other people aren't. And polio. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could happen. And we'll never be told that. We'll never be told that people coming into our country are bringing with them diseases that we could be impacted by. It's just one of those things that will never be talked about. Now, the other thing that he said, and again, that wasn't confirmed about the measles. He's checking on that. In Baltimore just now on Breitbart. Wow. Saw that on the news, a TB scare. There is TB here in the UK. It was wiped out until the immigrants arrived and said. That's amazing. You know, the thing of it is, too, with TB, if you go to a hospital, I knew somebody one time that got a TB test, and it looked like that it was coming out to be positive. So they went to the hospital, and when they went to the hospital, they immediately put a mask on them, wouldn't allow them to be around other people. Hello, love, welcome, nice. And so, I mean, it's a serious disease. And it's spreading. And that's why the school kids here have to be tested for TB every year. The teachers have to be tested for TB because it's a problem. My son is, but his generation is not. We lived on the border, and Doc gave to all the kids. Yeah, Barbara, I know. That's the thing. There were a lot of younger kids aren't. Oh, from Turkey. Well, welcome. Now, the other thing that Lynch said was that we gave, and I guess pretty much each year, Robin said, I'm glad I homeschool. Absolutely. Yeah, I got those shots in the 80s, Tom said. Is it Tom? Oh, T-Cat. Sorry. Thought you were Tom. He said that we give $300 million to Mexico each year. $300 million to Mexico. Sure. I know. That's a lot of money. So I'm okay, right? I can't get it. No, well, you shouldn't be able to if you had the shots. I'm losing my voice. Another thing that Lynch was talking about, for what reason I missed it, build that wall. If you get smallpox or polio, you mean the 300,000, 300 million. I mean, they're just doing it. I need a cup of tea. I do, Marianne. I really do. Ricola, Mike said. Do we give it to them to help send illegals here? I think we do, Robin. And as you know, Mexico now has a new president, and that president is a total socialist. Now, he's being compared in some instances to President Trump because he's outspoken. He wants to get rid of poverty, wants to get the jobs back, and on and on and on. But he is not. Gracie has to step in and take over the scope for you. I know, Lori, if she were awake. But he said basically, I'm not going to be worried about these people in Mexico because he's looking at it as like their global right to come to the United States and become a citizen or just live here off of us. So he's not going to be trying to stop those people from coming across the border. That's who you got now as the president of Mexico. Now, as I was going to say, Lynch was upset when he found out that Mexico literally dumps all of their waste. Okay, no problem, Candace. Live here, send the money back to their families. That's true. That's what they do all the time, Mike. But he was surprised to find out that they dump toxins into our water in California. And he was acting sort of shocked like this was something new. Let me just tell you, they've been doing that for as long as I can remember. They've been doing that since back in the 70s at least. And what California had to do is San Diego, they had to build something to capture that toxins and recycle it, whatever they do with it, so that it wouldn't continue to pollute our waters. Difference is Trump is not a socialist. That's right, Robin. Susan, thank you for preparing and doing this show every day for us. Thank you, Dixie Doodles. Thank you for saying that. It's really kind of you. This is nothing new. California has always got Mexico's waste into our water, and we gave up trying to get them to do anything about it. It was easier for San Diego, for California just to take care of it themselves and to set up a plant that would take care of it. California's going crazy. Big Al going crazy. But anyway, so I don't know why we're giving that much money to Mexico. Yes, Susan, thank you for all your hard work. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you. Let's see, the president said politicians were stupid. He tried to walk it back, but, well, some of them are. Some of them totally are. Here's something else. Here's a dumb politician for you, Barbara, that will never, give them nothing. I know, Marion. Why are we giving them anything? We know if we're giving money to Mexico, it's not going to the people of Mexico anyway. It goes to the government, and they do whatever. I mean, and how much oil and everything that they find in Mexico? They don't need our money. They don't need our money, and we need to stop that. I think he meant those career ones who do not care for us. Exactly, Barbara. I think you, Doug, and about 10 other people are not crazy in California. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. We haven't gone crazy yet, Well, I'm the only, one of the conservatives trying to hold the state together before it slides off into the ocean with all the liberals. But it's getting tougher every day. I can tell you that. De Blasio is facing backlash for using a $3 million counter-terrorism plane to go home from his vacay from Canada to New York. Now, weren't they saying this stuff about the Trump administration for using planes and stuff like that, taking private trips? This is a good show because people chat, not get preached to. Exactly, Barbara. Thank you for saying that. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an ability to discuss things, and they should. And telling them what to think and believe should never be done on a Periscope or anywhere else, in my opinion, but that's just me. But anyway, de Blasio, I mean, how hypocritical can you be? You take a plane, our plane, a $3 million plane. Even Strolls can say if nice, that's right. Take that plane, it belongs to the NYPD, and you're using that for your personal trips on taxpayer dime. That's unacceptable. Will anything happen? No. And Robin said that is true, Barbara, what you said a minute ago about the show and all that. Fine, big money. Lynn, if that had been a Republican that had done that, they would have been asking for them to resign. That was Mayor de Blasio, Barbara. You know, the mayor of New York, the liberal hypocrite who would be the first to say that if a Republican did it, they should resign. I mean, it's just hypocrisy is over the top with these people. Yeah, oh, a jerk anyway. I know, but nothing will happen to it. Did he make a statement about it? Nope. No, Lisa. And he just won re-election. That's right, Lori. And you know what? That'll be the end of it. Nobody is going to talk about it. Nobody will say anything about it. The backlash will be over in a day, and he'll just go on and do it again next year when he takes another vacation. Interesting, don't you think, that he would take a vacation to Canada and not someplace in America or outside in America? I had a phone call. What happened? Mayor de Blasio used the NYPD counterterrorism plane, that's a $3 million counterterrorism plane, to fly back from his vacay from Canada to New York. Nothing happened to any Democrats. Never does, Lynn. And that's why I say, with all the stuff going on with the DOJ, Hillary emails, blah, 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 I don't think anything's going to happen. Nothing ever happens to them. You may get a low person on a totem pole, but I doubt you'll get Comey and McCabe. It is wrong, Marianne. It is so wrong. And again, I think somebody in the Trump administration was using a plane like that to take a trip somewhere, and they were all, complaining about that. And I think the person resigned. It's been a while back, I can't remember who it was. And here's an example of more dumb politicians. So many people are getting away. Yes, Chesney, they always do. It happens. The left gets away with it, and the right doesn't. Lee, it is a misuse of government property, a horrible misuse of government property. They can do whatever they want. Nothing will change. That's right, Robin. Oh, they think Pruitt did and had to pay back. Yeah, that's right. I thought it was Pruitt, Barbara, but I wasn't sure. And that's another reason that, he's probably gone. And I think it was also, there was one other guy. I can see his face. I can't think of his name right now. Oh, well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nearly 200 black female leaders are demanding that Pelosi and Schumer apologize to Maxine Waters. He was not on the right track from the beginning. He really wasn't, Barbara. They say, do as I say, not as I do, Marianne said. Yeah, that's exactly right. Whatever the left accuses the right of doing is what they, the left, are doing themselves. Yes, Chesney, they want an apology over their failure to defend her from unwanted attacks by President Trump and his Republican allies and not standing up for her. So in other words, she goes out, tells people to go harass them, go wherever they are, get in their faces, whatever. And Pelosi and Schumer should have said that's okay and should have stood up for her. And I think if Schumer came out and said that was wrong of her. Hey, Barry. So, and he's right about that. It was wrong of her. But the 200 black female leaders want them to apologize to her. No way she was actually violating the Constitution and her oath, Barbara said. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Judicial Watch levied a complaint against her. I hope something is done about it. There should be an ethics investigation. However, nothing's going to come of it. She's not going to be censured. She's not going to have an ethics violation. It's going to be nothing. This is going to go away. By next week, it'll just be gone. I mean, if it were the right. See, the only people that can go after the left and where there's any justice done is if the left goes after their own, then you might get to see some justice. She's like all the creatures are so deep they are afraid, Barbara said. But if the left goes after their own and say like Al Franken and gets rid of them, then that's okay. Susan, thank you for all you do. I must get busy. God bless you. Thank you, Candace. Candace, keep up the faith and tell your son thank you for all that he does in protection of our country, for his military service. God bless y'all. Have a great weekend. You too, Candace. Um, hey, thank you. Let's see. Russia is planning an $87.6 million worth of taxes on the United States on the annual imports as a sort of getting back at us for the tariffs that we're putting on them. So it's going to be a tit for tat with Russia. Seems like also with China and some other countries. They don't like the tariffs. They wanted us to continue to, you know, take the hit on it and give them all of our money. One day Trump might go to the mic and call all of them out for what he does know. Yeah, that would be good, Barbara. Maybe when he's leaving in 4 more years after he gets reelected, gets on the helicopter and maybe says something. Oh my God. Also in news, the Army is starting to boot out the immigrants that enlisted in the Army in order to get citizenship. They were seeking a pathway to citizenship. We don't need Russia oil. Yeah, they don't really have any more, Cully. They're going to have to go down to Israel one day, and that's why they're going to go into Israel to get that oil, because they don't have any. Or after the 2020 elections, yeah. There have been at least 40 so far that have been ousted from the Army. And they're saying the Pentagon is not commenting on why they're doing that. Now, I read someplace else it was because they couldn't, you know, there was stuff in their applications or things that have come up that didn't look so good, or they were, you know, investigations were taking too long. So, yes, what is that about the military thing? Yeah, they're just booting them out. And it's only been 40. It's not, I think they're making it sound in the news like, oh my gosh, everybody who ever came in is gone now. But that's not the way it is. They weren't even in boot camp yet, so not technically enlisted, Lori said, yeah. But in the news, it makes it sound like everybody that ever, you know, signed on is now gone, and we were just cheating them and lied to them, and we don't like immigrants. I mean, that's what's being touted. I also, if you have a chance, read my article today, if you will, at SusanKnowles.com. It's an article about Jim Jordan. We talked about it the other day. I think Robin said they are illegals. They don't belong in our armed forces. With Jim Jordan, I think that, as we talked about the other day, these people that they're talking about in the state university, these are adults. They were adults when this happened. They had a responsibility to help themselves, to go to the police. That's exactly what they should have done. There was no Me Too movement back then. In the 1990s, you were kind of expected to be able to take care of yourself. I do not like illegal aliens, not legal immigrants. Correct. Yes. But I think that these people are coming out now because this, of course, is a re-election year for Jim Jordan, and they're trying to get him ousted. The left is trying to take down Jordan. Yes, they are, Chessie. And so, you know, once this is all over, this will go away quietly. Again, this happened over 2 decades ago. He didn't do anything wrong. He's not the one that they're accusing of sexual molestation. He's just the one that they're saying, well, you knew and didn't know anything about it. Although he has said, I never knew anything about it. He was an assistant coach at the time. Probably wasn't privy to a lot of things. And even if he was, these people had an obligation to go to the police themselves. I mean, you know, again, they're adults. It's not children. It's not a Penn State situation where this guy came in who was a coach bringing in young boys into the shower with him, supposedly from his charity. We're not talking about that at all. So these people are just, I mean, they're trying to make something out of it. So it's hard to believe all those gymnastic coaches knew nothing. Yeah. So you know that the gymnastic coaches did. And again, those were children we're talking about. His one accuser has previous defamation suit against him. Yep, I wouldn't be surprised. But those are young kids. Exactly. You know, you have an obligation to protect children, but you don't have an obligation to protect adults. You really don't. You may not like it, but you don't have an obligation. Even if he had known, he had no obligation to do anything, really. Wrestlers are supposed to be tough guys. Well, yeah, Cully. We knew the left has been involved in many illegal acts. They need to start fighting back, point out their wrong. Well, we need to start fighting back, point out their wrongdoings. Absolutely. Yeah, there was something else about in the article I wrote, and now it skips. Can't think about it of what it was that I wanted to bring out. There's a point in there too. Oh my gosh. Oh, I know what it is now. The law firm that has been hired to oversee the investigation of what went on by this Dr. Strauss, of whether or not he really actually molested those people, and who knew what, and all of that, is the law firm is Perkins Coie. It's the same law firm that was involved with Christopher Steele, Fusion GPS. I think it's interesting. Well, it sounds like those were a sort of strange group. Come on, young men. Come on, a young man would not allow that. Yep. Hey, Junior, how are you? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, yeah, it's shocking. I know, good. Collie said it's so shocking that Perkins Coie was involved. Yep. And they're the ones overseeing everything. And supposedly they have talked to Jim Jordan, but they're not saying anything, I guess. Jules is back. So, you know, I think that may just be a coincidence, but it's too big of a coincidence to let go at this point. And as we said before, this all happened right after Jim Jordan had that falling out with Rosenstein. Right there, you know, it's BS. I know, Cully, exactly. And so, you know, we'll see where all of this goes. The accuser is a criminal. Yeah, that's Jules. Somebody was saying that. There are actually 4 people who are making the accusations. And again, these 4 guys. One guy said, I think that's the one I wrote about. Scott Daly, I believe is his name. Said, or somebody else said that he went in to have get a shot or something, or have something looked at, and the guy tried to pull his shorts down. This was the doctor. Okay, well, you know, I mean, if that, you're an adult, and if that happens to you, you know what I suspected or knew 20 years ago is hard to say today after the facts, Barbara said. If somebody's doing that to you and you're an adult, you've got to go tell somebody, and you've got to go tell the police. At some point, you've got to help yourself as an adult and say, this is not right. I would have left that office if I felt that I couldn't say anything, or, you know, kick the guy somewhere where the sun doesn't shine. Then I would go right to the police department. I would make a report and say this guy pulled down my pants, tried to pull down my pants, whatever the case may be. It's a Me Too boy. And it was back in the 1990s, Barbara. So the mid-1990s, and I think that's kind of hard to believe. But I mean, you know, even as a kid, a lot of kids will speak out. Not always. They used to. I think we're teaching kids not to speak out, even though supposedly we're teaching them to speak out more. I think the opposite in some instances are happening, and I don't know why. But it's crazy. So as an adult, some of these guys were at least 20 years old. Off topic with holiday in the middle of the week. I can't remember what day of the week this is. It's Friday, Lori. Well, was that all? Yeah, Barbara, they said they were groped, that the doctor would take showers with them. Again, you are 20-some years old. A true story I'll tell you in the last minute that we have. When I was in the 9th grade, we had a female teacher that was kind of questionable about her attitude towards other females. She would kind of watch us undress and get dressed. And it was very uncomfortable for a lot of the females. One day she came into the gym in our dressing room, and I was dressing, and you know, other people were trying to get dressed, and she just stayed there, and she said, all right, girls, hurry up, you know, get dressed. And I, in the 9th grade, probably 15 years old, said, I'll get undressed when you leave the room. So at 15, I'm not saying that anybody should have or that other kids could, but we need to teach people and kids to do that. Please keep cool if you're in California. I know it's so hot, Junior. In some places, 115 degrees today. Good for her. Yeah, I mean, Lori, I did that. I told her to leave. She did leave, And basically, she never did it again. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Another great scope. Susan, thank you, Lee. But we've got to teach our kids to speak out. Well, they were all showering together, right? So was he looking? And again, Barbara, you're an adult, right? If some guy gets into the shower with you and you're a guy and you don't like it and you don't think he should be there and you're an adult, you need to either leave yourself or tell the guy to get out of the shower. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Thank you for the flowers. I know, Robin. It's like I've always been a rebel, I guess. You called her out and she knew you knew. That's exactly right, Barbara. That's exactly right. All right, you guys, thank you so much for coming. God bless you. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a safe and cool weekend.